If you're not a fan of the factory side step or simply don't have one, and you want a step that gives you some more off-road feel and function, these Barricade heavy-duty rocker steps will be a great solution for your 2021 or newer Ford or Bronco. Now these will provide a large stepping surface to easily get in and out of your Bronco, while doubling as some pretty tough side protection for everyday door dings or any off-road adventures. Now these will also offer some more heavy-duty appeal to the side of your truck with the large cutouts and the very high clearance design. These rocker steps will be made of a steel tube and plate construction for ultimate durability and have a nice fine texture black powder coat finish on top to protect the steel underneath from any rusting, but also it's going to give it a pretty premium look to the step. In the front and back, this will have a 7.5-inch wide stepping surface, offering solid accessibility, especially if you have a lift or leveling kit on your Bronco. And in the center, this outer tube is going to come in, which adds a stylish and sleek element to the step, in my opinion. These will also tuck very high and tight to the rocker compared to other steps, giving this a great fit functionally for clearance and also visually looking very clean. Not to mention, these will come with everything in the box to very easily get these onto your Bronco. This set is going to come in at roughly the $475 mark, which is pretty average for a more rugged side step like this. Now compared to other choices, again, this is going to tuck very closely to the rocker area and will give a good amount of space to plant your foot to get in and out of the truck. Now other choices in the category may have a narrower stepping surface, or the step may drop down, which can compromise your clearance if that's a concern to you. Now I think if you're looking for a good balance of accessibility and protection with a seamless fit, then these will be a great option. Install will be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you about 2 hours to get the job done with some simple hand tools. Now speaking of the install, one of our customers here has actually installed this on their Bronco and is going to walk you through step by step what that looks like. So that's going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
Okay, wanted to do just a quick recap of the tools. Very simple, really only need 2 tools. So here we have a 16mm socket ratchet, and we have a 13mm, same standard hex socket ratchet. I also have an extension for both of these. When on the front brackets, when you're going in to tighten them up, it's a little hard to get at it without the extension, so have one of these handy if you have it. And then on the middle and rear brackets, this is sufficient. So if you have an extension, have it handy. It worked out well for me. So that's it on the tools. Really very simple and straightforward. Get ready for starting the install here. Install the left-hand front mounting bracket to the threaded holes in the vehicle rocker panel using 2 1.5-inch 30mm bolts, 2 lock washers, and 2 flat washers. And it says not to fully tighten. And it also says the mounting bracket is labeled DF. And if you notice right here on the bracket, there's a little stamped DF. So they're pretty straightforward as to what components to use. So I'm going to show you the bolts here too. Pretty straightforward. You got a lock washer and a regular washer, flat washer. We got 2 of those that go into these into this bracket. The one thing I do want to show you also is for the center bracket. If you notice, they are actually slightly different shapes. Notice the mounting parts are slightly different, and I'll show you that when we get underneath there. The Ford has pre-threaded holes in the rocker panel underneath that these just get bolted into, so it's a pretty good setup. Okay, underneath here, and you can see the front tire there. So this is the front, and as I mentioned, there's just some pre-drilled threaded holes, one here and one right back here, and that's where we're going to thread those bolts into. So I'm just going to put this down. It's not a great view, but I think that's the best I can do for now. And like we said, we got the nuts ready and the washers. Just hold it up here. I'm just going to hand tighten these for now, just to get them in, and then I'll get the socket and tighten them down. So pretty straightforward. So far, the threads underneath here in the rocker panel are fine. Pretty easy to kind of get them going, hand tighten it. And if you notice there's a little bit of play, you can kind of set it So that's why I think they said just not to tighten them all the way down. There's 3 brackets on each side, front, center, and back. And once you get them in, you probably want to just check that everything's flat and aligned. So, all right, that's about the best I can do hand tightening. I'm going to get the center and back ones all set up. And I want to show you something on those because they're slightly different configuration. But that's it right there. I hope you can see that. Pretty straightforward. And let's get the center one going. Okay, on to step 2. So what I want to show you here, there's the first step, first bracket, and then second step here, but it's slightly different. If you notice, here's the first hole, threaded hole, which is about the same as the last one, but the other one is unfortunately up here a little bit. So I know it's a little bit hard to see with the camera, but it's on this flat part here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this down and get these brackets going, or this bracket going. It should be pretty straightforward, but it is a little bit different than the first one. So a little bit trickier, but again, just getting these in, hand tightening it, and that's going pretty well. And then the second one, same bolt, lock washer, and flat washer. And this one goes into the bottom part here. A little bit tougher than there we go. And there we go. So we got these 2 in, just getting them hand tightened. And we'll come back later with the socket and tighten them all up. Okay, getting ready for the install of this last bracket on this side. Notice the same hole here on the bottom, and then there's the other one is up on the inside here. So similar to the center bracket, and we'll go ahead and get those hand tightened in. Okay, that's pretty straightforward there. Sorry, my arm got in the way there. And get this piece. Again, I'm just hand tightening them, and we'll come back and tighten up with the ratchet here in a little bit. Okay, so that's all 3 of the brackets in and hand tightened. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead now and put the actual step on here so you can see the brackets that we already previously installed. Again, those are just hand tightened, so just be careful when you place this on. Underneath here, you notice there's 3 brackets, and there's a big L stamped in there, which talks for the left-hand side, so it's pretty straightforward. They make it easy to tell you where to put it, and you can see, just kind of lay them on here. Here's our hardware. So this is the bracket that's this one's already pre-screwed in, and then here are the other things. So basically just reach in through one of the holes here, lay this bracket in flat. Let me show you that again. Get some up from like up top there. So you just lay this flat like this, and then put a flat washer on here and a nut. I'm just going to get this on hand tightened. Pretty straightforward. And then this, again, lock washer, flat washer, and just thread this into the pre-threaded on the other bracket, on the other side of the bracket. So again, just hand tightening, and oops, I gotta line that up a little better. And then we'll come back and tighten those all up. So there's 3 of these, 1 for each bracket. And just reach over through one of the holes here, put it in, and the exact same thing. Pretty straightforward. Put the flat washer and the other nut on. Same thing, flat washer and nut. Hand tighten, and then 1-inch lock washer and flat washer. Okay, so So what I did here is I just looked kind of where the front edge is. If you look over here, it looks about right. And then I looked at the back edge here. Again, looks about right. Looks relatively level. So you need an extension on here to be able to get to some of these bolts. So I have one of these handy, extension, same socket size. Just made it a little bit easier to get in here and tighten these down. And pretty straightforward. I'm going to go ahead and tighten these all the way down as tight as I can get them. Same thing, want them good and nice and snug. Alright. Perfect. Okay, on the center and the rear brackets, remember on the first or second step, the top bolt is kind of on the internal flat part. You cannot use the extension for that because you won't be able to reach it. So back to just a regular ratchet to be able to get that tightened up. So that's slightly different than the first one. But again, pretty straightforward once you get the ratchet in there. And then obviously we have the right side, which is the exact same process. Install the brackets first, hand tight, put the step on, and then hand tighten down those brackets, and then go back and retighten everything.
So that's going to wrap it up for my review and the install of the Barricade Heavy Duty Rocker Steps fitting all 2021 or newer 4-door Broncos. More videos and products just like this, remember to always keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.